Type of stories right here that absolutely just burn you the hell up.
Sorry.
This is not okay. My kids have to deal with this and probably have a mental illness now because they almost lost their life. There's bullet holes in my kitchen because he sat in the...
This right here was the scene outside of a home or an apartment complex in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And of course, the individual who broke into this lady's home, it turns out, was actually mentally ill. Now, guys, I'm going to be leaving a video from Black Conservative Perspective on this in the comment section of this video or the description box one. I highly suggest you guys watch that. Of course, I'm going to talk about it too. And of course, I'm not going to be saying the same thing he's saying because this right here ties into a theme from the previous video that I just did. And from the third video I'll be doing a little bit later on this night, is that this right here is a result of nefarious means. Not so much, well, yes, obviously trying to break into someone's house and putting bullets through their actual home, especially while they've got kids inside, but the reactions of the people who are a little bit upset. So I'm going to play for you guys the full interaction that she had with these people. Then we're going to play the actual news report. I'm going to comment, of course, in between each one. We're probably going to watch it a second time so that way you guys can actually hear these crazy people. Then we're going to discuss the wokes. And then after we discuss the wokes, I'm going to end the video showing you the other half of what was actually said in that little protest or that little get-together there. Let's go ahead and roll clip number one.
You guys are celebrating his life.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a
This is
terror.
not okay. Not okay.
You're alive.
Not
Shut
okay.
up.
You guys need to just let it go. Grief in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed.
You're alive. Sorry.
This is not okay. This is not okay. My kids have to deal with this and probably have a mental illness now because they almost lost their life. There's bullet holes in my kitchen because he sat in the...
This family wishes this never happened.
I wish it never happened either. I don't have a place to call home. I can't sleep that night.
She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay.
This is what they want to show on the TV. She's obviously going through a moment.
This is not okay. Just go home. Go home. Because none of you guys knocked on that man's door to check his health.
Shut up. He come to my house. Shut up, nigga. You're
No,
fucking
you
alive.
guys did not come.
Why do you
He did not. You guys did not come and visit them. This is not the time. This is not the time or the place. It wasn't. It don't matter. It don't matter. Get away from me. Get away. No, because you think it's okay to get on my kid's in the car. My kid's in the car. My black kid is in the car. He tried to kill me in front of my kids. He tried to kill me in front of my kids.
Guys, like I said, we'll be playing it again one more time, so make sure you guys stick around the video. But here's the thing, though. Do you hear these people screaming in the background like, you're still alive, no bullet holes through you? I mean, what is it about these people? You see, guys, one of the things about the wokes is this right here, and I spoke about this in the Liberalism is a Mental Disorder video, which, by the way, I'll also leave in the comment section of this video right here, too. And by the way, it's a continuing series that I'm going to be doing on this right here because it's got to do with society. I'll probably release a separate video on this at least once a week. But the thing is this right here. You see, you're showing an extreme lack of empathy. You see, it's not, and see, the thing about the Greg Foreman video was he was talking about the black community as a whole. I'm talking about whites. You see, the problem to me is whites. You see, white liberals are the problem. They're very, very self-absorbed. If you guys know what I'm saying. You see, that community right there automatically gets a very, very bad look because you've got these white libs pushing the issue, pushing it more and more and more. Did you guys kind of pick up on how unempathetic that guy's? I know we'll come back to a little bit later on. But let me go ahead and show you guys the news report right quick, and then we'll come right back to that.
WCCO Jennifer Merrily spoke with a woman who was inside her apartment with her kids when bullets pierced the walls.
And this is above my bed.
Arabella Yarborough shares the sheer terror she says she and her two young boys felt Wednesday night.
I heard another bang and my ear started ringing. I turned to the left and there was a bullet hole through my kitchen.
She and her sons laid on the ground as they waited for police to arrive, saying she feared for her life as she let officers into the building.
As I am going, there's debris and like bullets going back and forth, and I'm going to open the metal door that's locked so the police can get to us in my actual apartment.
A 6-hour standoff with neighbor 20-year-old Tekle Sundberg followed. Yarborough watched from afar.
They were yelling his name on the intercom. They were trying to have him come out. He refused to come out. He was hanging out the window.
According to search warrants filed, 2 Minneapolis police SWAT snipers shot Sundberg. We're told he died at the hospital. After the standoff was over, it says BCA agents saw multiple live and spent rounds outside Sundberg's apartment and multiple apparent bullet holes in walls. The document shows investigators recovered a loaded pistol with an extended magazine and cartridges in Sundberg's apartment. Friends of Sundberg's family stopped by a memorial outside the apartment complex.
I mean, just as a parent, I just can't imagine the grief that the family has to deal with at another senseless killing happened.
A page to raise funds for Sundberg's funeral calls him a brother, friend, uncle, and son, saying he was a talented artist, calling him hilarious and energetic. Yarborough says she hopes people take into account the gravity of the entire situation, how it unfolded, and why she feels the police opened fire.
But that right there, they did their job and they took their time.
By the way, guys, the elderly woman at the very, very end, that right there is the kid's stepmother. You see, the boy was adopted by her. I want you guys, this is one of the reasons why I want you guys to watch the Greg Foreman video. I'm not going to do any screen records from his, because last time I did anything like that, I got a copyright claim. I'm not going to do that. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Maybe YouTube just did it on its own, but either way. Basically, what they did was that they decided to go out there and do the whole thing. My son is a victim. Look, you were in a 6-hour standoff. This guy was in a 6-hour standoff with cops. Was in a 6-hour standoff with police officers, okay? The guy was obviously mentally ill. Now, real quick, I'm not trying to bash the mentally ill. I'm not doing that at all. But here's the deal, though. Just because you're mentally ill, that does not mean that you are not, how do I say, absolved from use of force or anything of that nature. I mean, dude, you went in there and you shot this woman's home up when she had her kids in there. And, of course, let's roll it one more time. Let's get the reaction of the community, the wokies, one more time.
You guys are celebrating his life.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a
This is
terror.
not okay.
You're alive.
Shut up. You guys need to just let it go. Grief in silence. This is not okay. This is not a George Floyd situation. George Floyd was unarmed. He was unarmed.
You're alive. I'm sorry.
This is not okay.
I'm sorry.
This is not okay. My kids have to deal with this and probably have a mental illness now because they almost lost their life. There's bullet holes in my kitchen because he sat in the...
Yes, guys, you heard that right. You heard people in the background basically condemning this woman for obviously calling the cops. I mean, let's think about this real quick. So, guy comes to your home. He's been stalking you for a while. He's been left alone. We found out later on exactly what his mental issues were. Don't worry, you'll see that in the you'll see that in the Greg Foreman video, and you'll also see it towards the end of this video here when I play the last clip or the other half of this entire ordeal. That yeah, they're upset that she called the cops because she was in fear of her life. Her kids were at risk, and of course the wokes right here basically protesting on his behalf. Guys, this is definitely not a George Floyd situation. This right here is a very, very bad actor, mentally ill, who was trying to break into a woman's house, who was trying to actually kill her and possibly her kids. I mean, why the hell else would he be firing a gun into that actual home itself? I mean, why else would he be doing this? And yet the NPCs, the non-player characters, the woke zombies are out here basically protesting on his behalf, giving her hell, chiding her for this. Has anybody bothered to think about what would happen if, say, she lost her job? Which, by the way, we found out later on that she did. Has anybody bothered to think about the fact that she's got 2 black kids? By the way, those kids are black. They're not white. I mean, she appears to be Hispanic, but I mean, those kids right there are black. Has anybody thought about the fact that they're putting 2 more black kids basically on the street because she ain't got a job? She may not have a home. She definitely can't live anywhere near these people because they'll probably dox her and they'll probably get her killed at a later date. This person's family is out there, this guy's family is out there screaming and hollering about how we lost our little baby. He was killed senselessly. He was killed. It was a 6-hour standoff. It's not like the cops showed up and went, hey, bang, bang, bang. That's not what the hell happened here, okay? It ended up being a standoff, and obviously in a standoff, cops have got to use deadly force when a freaking threat is present. Now, guys, just because you have mental illness does not mean that you are subject to not fall under the actual use of force laws that would be used against you, say if you did some stupid shit like this right here. But has anybody bothered to think, once again, has anybody bothered to think about the these kids. They're traumatized. Of course, they won't remember this right away. They'll probably come back up in their teens, maybe their early 20s. Has anybody thought about this? Has anybody even bothered to actually sit down and actually think about the kids? By the way, they're black kids, not white kids, not Hispanic kids. They're black kids. And by the way, there was a white guy in the back who was screaming. I don't know if you guys could pick up on that, but I mean, has anybody thought about this? The fact of the matter is that the woke is becoming, let's see, this is the way I think about it. All right. There is the woke, and then there is the fake woke. Now, guys, let me explain this to you right quick. The woke are the people who actually believe in the wokeness. They've actually been driven to actually believe in the actual wokeness itself. The chances are they probably have a mental disorder. The fake woke are people who like to push the wokeness, so that way they have something to laugh at. They have something that, let's just say that the people are sycophantic. I talked about nefarious means in the Leah Thompson getting an award video, but this right here is kind of what happens, okay, when you have a bunch of sycophants out here actually pushing this crap. It's not just the fact that they have mental illness. A lot of it's the fact that there are people pushing people with mental illnesses into situations that, quite frankly, could get them hurt or possibly get them killed. This right here is absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely horrible. But guys, before we end this video, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out here right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the other piece of this video right here, because it actually gets a little bit more and more disturbing when you actually see the other half of this right here. Now, with that there out of the way, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Cut on your notifications. Leave a comment in the comment section. I want to get you guys' thoughts, and I'll see you guys later.
If I would have shot him back, would I would have been a suspect? Would you guys hear from my side? Would you even care?
You on your social media, you said if you died, would we care? Would we rally?
No. You guys did not check on that man. He sat in that apartment every day by himself.
Can I please speak?
Why did they care when he was here? He could have got the proper help he needed.
I am exactly. So can I talk about that?
Why didn't you guys do that? Why did I have to risk my life because he couldn't get that proper help?
Tech light was not left. Okay, can I just start over?
This is not okay.
I don't want to scream over her, and I don't want anybody to shame her.
I'm sorry, I'm upset, and I'm sorry it had to come this way. And the fact that I'm even apologizing for this shows you that I'm hurt all around. I shouldn't even be apologizing. But I'm sorry, I'm expressing my anger. But all I know is for 3 years I lived here, and none of you guys knocked on that man's door to see if he was okay. Not at all. He played loud music every day to cope with his mindset. There was casings in the hall.